Hello, 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 and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. So I timestamp them as I go. And you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed or whatever works for you. So, hello, hello. Okay, it's another day. It's another day of completely bonkers. What the... yeah, okay. Okay, so got Old Faithful here. The kitties. They're kind of Alfie-ish. So it makes me happy. So thank you. All right. So I believe Christmas is 1 week from today. So Ricky's here. And the star of the show, soon to be on the main float of the Christmas Day Parade, the one and only Boo Boo Zenki. Yes. He is right there. He is in the blanket. He is snoozing. So if you see the blanket move here, that's who that is. Okay. All righty. So let us talk about the primetime address by the President Dumpster Fire last night at 1 minute 50 seconds in, because there's some things that you may not know, especially if you didn't watch it. I don't know what that means, visualize 70, sorry. Last night, apparently Trump, he wanted to do a primetime address, and so he did. But here's the thing. They only gave him 15 minutes. That's it. 15. You're done. He couldn't, and last night was apparently the Survivor finale with like, I'm squeaky now? What's wrong? Oh no. Anyway, is there other technical issues? Just let me know. Okay. They only gave him 15 minutes. It was the Survivor finale. There were 4.5 million people, I guess, who wanted to watch that or something. Pam was saying, oh, that's why he was yelling so fast. Yeah. So apparently it came out. He sounded manic. And okay, thank you. Just me saying 15 minutes, but it seemed like 15 hours. Well, I believe that. So, and he was just running his mouth. So online reaction to President Dumpster Fire's primetime national address was swift and mocking, with commentators and politicians portraying the speech as angry, rambling, and unpresidential, likening it to a campaign rant, questioning his composure, and noting the disconnect between his rosy economic claims and polls showing falling approval. While Trump blamed Biden for current problems, surprise, and allies? I don't know that that's the right word, but Gavin Newsom used the moment to ridicule him online. We know he hates being mocked. So, did that move the needle at all? Did it anything? Oh, bless you. Bless you, good Al. Good Alfie. He's a good boy. He's a good Alfie. Precious one. Oh, I don't know where he is. Anyway, I just heard him sneeze. Anyway. So, Dragonfly says he was yelling at us because we don't appreciate how wonderful he is. Well, narcissism. Drama triangle. Yeah. Yep, Lisa, Mikey just closed the U.S. House a day early. The day before the Epstein files were supposed to be given over to Congress. Surprise. However, I've got to say, it's not like the work is going to stop on that. There are people still working on that. And if the DOJ does turn over something, they're going to go through it, and Democrats are going to be releasing a bunch of stuff. So wouldn't it be better to have the House in session to combat whatever message is going out? Or, Feisty Butterfly Tarot's in the chat. Angie, do follow Feisty Butterfly Tarot. She's great. Says SNL and South Park are going to be extra good. I thought South Park just did their finale, but I don't watch South Park, so I don't know, but that's what I heard. But yes, SNL will probably be really good. Dragonfly says also, I think he's panicked. True, Deb. Mike Johnson is a spineless idiot. Yes. Sam, Dean, Bobby. Anyway. So this, it's like it just took a path, and it's absolutely what you would expect. He's feeling all aggrieved, but because he's the victim on the drama triangle. Always. Never forget. Oh, Deb gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you so much, Deb. Thank you. Never forget, President Dumpster Fire is the one who was saying, no president has ever been treated worse than I have. It's like, yeah, go away, Lincoln. I don't want to hear it, JFK. No president's been treated worse than I have. Drama triangle. And so I've made a vow. I will not have anyone in my life ever again who lives on the drama triangle, not by choice. All of his corruption and stupidity, and seriously, he wasn't the sharpest tack in the first place. And the more I read on him, the more I'm just getting, he can't hide the corruption like he used to. As much as he used to, we could still see it, but people are hemmed in. They know the truth. We know how bad the economy is. And then he just went back to his, back into his little bubble of privilege, and came out, lied, and went back. So it doesn't really change anything. Vern's wondering, where does one find $1.99 gas? In Trump's imagination. Yeah. Dragonfly's wondering, why does he keep referring to himself in the third person? Because he's a narcissist? Because it makes him sound big. It makes him sound grand and important. Narcissism is a real thing, and it is nasty. Thank you, Dorinda. Thank you. Whew, fun is the emojis. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. All right. Well, I do have, if you're interested, I do have the Gavin Newsom posts. There are 4 of them, if you would like to see them. All right, so Gavin Newsom's press secretary, or press office, I should say. All right, turn that off. Share screen. Messenger. There you go. Apparently, people are saying that the White House is saying Trump wrote all the garbage underneath these things. So I think Gavin Newsom's people changed it. This says Donald Trump is finished. He is no longer hot, quote unquote. First, the hands so tiny, and now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying he can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore, uses the little baby stairs now. Sad! Exclamation point. All the television cameras are on me, America's favorite governor, even low ratings. Laura Ingraham edits the tapes. Can't stop talking about my beautiful maps. You're welcome for Liberation Day, America! Exclamation point. Donnie J missed the deadline. Whoops. And now I run the show. Thank you for your attention to this matter. oh, that's hysterical. But wait, there's more. All right. These others are less words. Also, that picture, whew, that's a beauty. Governor Newsom's press office. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Or there's this one. Cosplay gnome. Yeah. Or there's this one. Recently, yesterday, today, presidential walk of fatigue. Oh, yeah. Low energy Donnie. Yeah. Anyway, so back to the questions. So, 15. So President Blunderdum announced what he called a warrior dividend, promising $1,776, 1776 to every service member before Christmas in a week. Nonsense. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Something like that would normally have to come through Congress. And Speaker Mikey the Heretic, he just sent everybody home. Now, Trump might, here we go, supposedly paid for with tariff revenue? No, you can't get there from here. The problem, there's so many. The problem is that this money may not exist. The Supreme Court is currently weighing cases that could invalidate large portions of Trump's tariff authority. If those tariffs are struck down, the revenue disappears. And the cost ultimately falls back on the American taxpayer, increasing the deficit or the national debt. Raw Story is reporting that this is money already owed to the members for housing. Will service members get this promised money in the next week? Not a chance. I mean, just logistically, not a chance. Yeah, spiritual hacks. I heard it came from the rent funds. Yeah. Jane's saying still waiting for the Doge money. Yeah. Ricky's saying we should all get money for having to listen to him having a temper tantrum in real time last night. Oh, my dear friend, tell me you didn't actually watch it. I didn't. Oh yeah, Tristan, yes, didn't that happen the other day? Oof. Lisa says not true. That money is something that already is given. Trump just added to the military. I don't understand. I'm sorry. Joyce says the money was already allotted in the budget. $1,776. It's a weird, I mean, obviously it's a reference to 1776, But that's a weird number. Oh, Alfie. One moment. Alfie. Sweetie, why are we yelling? Why are we yelling? You don't need to be yelling. Someone went in the bedroom and closed the door. That's what happened. Okay. Lisa, yes. Little Thompson twins. Lies, yeah. They're gonna get you. Yeah. Dragonfly says, and I think they'll have to pay taxes because it's a bonus. Dragonfly says the money was allocated, but it was for housing. Was it really? But was it really $1,776? And spiritual hacks from unobligated housing allowance funds. Specifically, the money was appropriated by Congress earlier in 2025 as part of the bonkers billionaire budget, sweeping tax and spending law to supplement. Okay. Basic allowance of housing. Lisa's like, what's it all about, Alf? The money may have already been allocated. Basically, I'm just, it's Loki says it's almost $2 billion. We can't have saved that much in tariffs, but who knows? True. These are a lot of promises. Look at all the shiny, shiny things I'm offering. Great. That's not real. He's lying about it. Queen of Cups, Hangman. And being sent off. Yeah, this is a bunch of hooey. Horse hockey. Nonsense. Garbage. Byrne is saying $1,776 times 1.33 million active service members. There you go. Sharon says it won't even happen before the 31st. Payday is January 1st. Okay. Spiritual Hack says, so the money set aside for housing is being spent on this bonus instead. Good luck getting housing when needed next year. This is crazy. Oh, okay, Ricky. Thank you. Maybe they just made it official, but we were told about this a week or two ago. I thought it had already happened, that the Kennedy Center was renamed the Trump Kennedy Center. I thought that was just a thing. He's been putting his name on buildings around Washington, D.C. Joyce says, Trump doesn't have the power of the purse anyway. Exactly. That's a question, Patty. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Patty was asking, does anyone other than Super Mega believe him anymore? Not really. So Just Me is saying, my oh my, the military is going to get ticked off. Let's ask. At 19 minutes in, 19:05, is the military going to get upset, angry about this? Oh, ow. Alfie. So, military members, I want to remind you of something I saw on social media, and I don't believe everything I see on social media, but I'm hoping this is true. There is a man who said that he was in active service over the last, sorry, my eyes are very dry suddenly, over the past 10 years. And he had to go from base to base to base to base to base, because whatever his job was. He says he bought a universal remote, and he went in at every base where the TV was showing Fox, and he changed the channel to something else, probably another news channel, and turned on parental controls and left. Apparently, it made it very difficult to turn it to any other channel or turn it back to Fox. And apparently he did this on bases all over. I hope it's true. I really do. Whew. Yeah. People feel like he's pulling their chain. Yes, I mean, hero. Chemical Squirrel says not all heroes wear capes. Yes. Day late and a dollar short. It's not like the bulk of the people in the military are just rolling in money. Fool. DEATH in the middle. These are people who put their lives on the line for this stupidity. King of Cups, 8 of Wands. Well, this is this idiot doing more, but let me see what I can. What this feels like is people putting they're risking their lives for this idiot's actions. It's let's just say unimpressed. Yeah. Cat Toy says, I heard that story as well. Oh, okay. Made me happy. Phew. Anyway. Okay. At 22:30, the Dumpster Fire Administration has plans to dramatically expand efforts to strip naturalized Americans of citizenship. Can we start with Melania? No? What a surprise. By directing U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to pursue 100 to 200 denaturalization cases per month, a sharp escalation critics warn could politicize citizen revocation, you think, and create fear among millions of law-abiding immigrants. Will they be successful, or will these people's inherent ineptitude continue? Hello, Melissa. Wow. Denaturalizing naturalized citizens. I think we should start with Melania. Then again, Trump might want that. It's not like they're close. Oh, this is an affront to everything we are. And just because I was born here and my parents were born here doesn't mean my great-grandmother was born here. She wasn't. And my great-grandmother was awesome. He doesn't care. Him and Lil Himmler, Nazi Ferratu, they just want to do as much damage as possible. I seriously, look, we know RFK Jr. has brain damage, literal brain damage, which explains a lot about him. Not everything, but a lot about him. Stephen Miller, there is something seriously mentally wrong with that guy. Seriously mentally wrong with him. Anyway, Temperance Send us your poor, yearning to be free. Temperance, the Empress, Wheel of Fortune. And it does. Our immigration situation waxes and wanes. It happens. But we also get upset about different groups of people over time. People were, never forget, people were using in a racial slur kind of way, even during the height of his fame. Joe DiMaggio, people were calling him a spaghetti eater. And there were some people that thought that Marilyn Monroe, that it was a come down for her to marry Joe DiMaggio because he was Italian. And, people have made fun of the Irish or the Italians or the Polish or you've got the Muslims, you got the Latin people, you've got on and on and on. It's always somebody. It's always the other. You have the Jewish people. You have the what? Blah, blah, blah. Which proves the point that racism is a bunch of garbage. Absolute garbage. Anyway, yeah, flail, throw things out there. Saying that directing U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to pursue 100 to 200 denaturalization cases per month is not a given that people would be denaturalized. This feels like this may not work very well. Surprise. Inept. Yeah. Yes, feisty butterfly terror. The otherism just needs to end. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Vijay 70 says, now you just watch what you say about the Irish. I'm 1/8 Irish. Really? Are you being silly? Was I not clear? Anyway. Yeah. Jennifer says, right. Always changing the ethnic groups as to who is the enemy. Bunch of garbage. Hispanics. Yeah. This doesn't feel like it's going to go so well for them. So Dragonfly says, no, just putting more fear out there. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. All right. Now, okay. At 28:30. Now, you may not know this about dumpster fires problems with Venezuela. Trump claimed in an interview yesterday, apparently this was before his manic 18-minute screed, Venezuela, quote, took all our oil, unquote, illegally and said the U.S. wants it back. Okay. Under Hugo Chávez's rule in 2007, Venezuela nationalized oil fields, forcing U.S. companies to accept minority stakes or leave, leading to seizures of assets and rights. It's their country. Trump claims Venezuela stole these oil rights and assets. It's not our country. Demanding their return and imposing a naval blockade, escalating tensions over Venezuela's vast oil reserves. Venezuela says they are within their rights to own their national wealth. Will this rhetoric be enough to convince Congress to let him go into WAR? What is it good for? For the oil. True. Shannon, Venezuela does have some of the largest oil reserves on the planet. Apparently, it's not good quality oil, but it's still oil. And as there's less and less of it, and believe me, in the far future, they will look back at us and say, all of those chemicals from millions of years after and you burned them? Yeah. Anyway, Old Silver says North Sea is full of it. Yeah. Yeah, apparently he didn't talk about Venezuela last night, but boy, did he just run his mouth. Okay, I'm getting the same kinds of cards I was getting, which is, yeah, he wants this to be aggressive and deadly, and he wants an action movie, video game type thing, because he's a very sad, small man. By the way, he's also a criminal. And I don't need to say allegedly. Queen of Swords, so that is military. There's the Sun. But I have 10 of Cups in the end. The Cups could refer to the oil, but this is also a happy family, happy Democrats kind of. And unfortunately, the Sun card, I have a card for racism now. Didn't before this jerk. Deb says new FOIA records show how the FBI scrubbed the Epstein files before the scheduled release. Well, duh. Yeah. Yep. Do. Yeah. Surprise. Mm-hmm. Well, Congress isn't going to do anything right now because Mikey keeps sending people home. And that was showing up in the cards yesterday, too. That was that he sends people home too much. This is minor arcana. King of Pentacles, there are Republicans who might talk a big game, but they don't want to get into a stupid war. On the defensive, companies do want the money, but this is pathetic, this energy. He's not going to get Congress to go along with this. He's just not. Do. Melissa's saying they are after Venezuela's rare minerals. His son is invested in mineral companies there. That would make sense. It ends in, yeah, King of Cups. Yeah, I do think that's the oil companies. Shaky ground. You know what happened nearly 20 years ago? You know that has long been baked into the stock market, the rose blue. I am afraid it would be hard for me to go search for your thing again. Sorry. Secrets. There are things we don't know about, of course. The energy is pathetic. He's not going to get Congress to go along with this. He just no. So, okay. Cindy says, I've read that all of Rubio's overseas trips have been canceled. Really? Marco Rubio's overseas trips been canceled? Rubio canceled South Korea visit days before the trip. That was in July. Well, this is talking about July and April, December 2025. No news of canceled overseas trips for Rubio. No. So apparently that's not current. So, just letting you know. That's what it says. All right. What do we have next here? Oh, this is the related question. This is interesting. At 36 minutes in, the dumpster fire administration has quietly asked U.S. oil companies about returning to Venezuela after Maduro leaves power. But low oil prices, political risk, and decaying infrastructure have so far led companies to reject the idea. Nah, we're good. Despite the White House's hopes of reclaiming seized U.S. energy assets. So the question here is if we won such a war, would companies actually go back? I don't know that we would unless the oil companies are willing to be like, yes, it kind of takes some of the wind out of dumpster fire sales, or more specifically, takes some wind out of the sails of the people he would need to convince. Oh boy. I have, everybody, thank you for letting me know. I have seen that there is has been a plane crash, and I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know that I have anything to add to it, though. I know people have been steadily mentioning it as the live stream has gone on, but thank you. Yeah. It's Loki saying, I just saw on social media Donald Trump announced the creation of the Patriot Games, a 4-day athletic event with one young man and woman from each state and territory. Is this real? Donald Trump Patriot Games? Are we okay? Has Donald Trump announced Patriot Games? People from every state. Patriot Games, the White House UFC fight. Oh my gosh. America's, oh, wait a minute. Wait. 38, 30. We'll get back to that. 38-30. No. Patriot Games. All 81 states, Joyce is asking. I'm trying to figure out. Hang on. All right. So what does this say? Let's read this together. Let me pull this down, and we'll share this, and we'll read this together. Patriot Games. All right. This is NBC News. Oh, I don't care about that. National Mall Day for Gay. President Donald Trump released a video announcing several banner events and details about a UFC fight at the White House, a state fair, an athletic competition calling one young man and one young woman from each state and territory to Washington, D.C. I pledge to give America the most spectacular birthday party the world has ever seen. Oh, may the odds be ever in your favor. Oh my gosh. All right, the UFC fight at the White House on Flag Day, whatever. But what the triumphal arc? Da 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 da. No. What about the Hunger Games? Future Washington Monument Lights prayer event, Memorial Day parade, UFC fight at the White House State Fair, 4th of July athletic competition. The Patriot Games will call high school athletes for a 4-day competition in the fall. The games will feature one young man and one young woman from each state and territory, Trump said. But I promise there will be no men playing in women's sports. Oh my gosh. OMG. Stop screen. Where's the Mockingjay when you need it? Oh my gosh. May the odds ever be in your favor. I need like more makeup and my hats and oh, at the Capitol, he wants the Patriot Games with one boy and one girl from each of the states in the Capitol. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Chemical Score says I knew this was going to be a trans thing. No. He did bring it up, and that is bad. But I can't get over the whole the flipping Hunger Games parallels here. Are you kidding me? Dorinda is asking, do they give the Katniss Award to the winner? Yeah, exactly. Amanda says, I do not volunteer as tribute. Exactly. Oh my gosh. He is such an idiot. Oh, and he wants a big public display. Cause it's like it's his birthday. I want a UFC fight at where I live. I want it to be right here outside my door, and I'm gonna have one boy and one girl. I thought of this all on my own. One boy and one girl from every district to come to the Capitol and have to compete against each other. And that's a completely original idea I just thought of myself. And there's going to be the biggest fireworks display ever. Child. There's the country. There's Blunderdum in his stupid actions. Communicating. Yeah, gladiatorial. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. What, to the death? What? Is anybody going to care? Honestly, is anybody going to care? Or is this whole thing going to go off where he's just all like, it's my birthday, and on the ratings are going to be Then the UFC fight is, who cares? Is that what that means? Exactly, visualize 70. And if I don't get my way, I'm going to scream and scream and scream. Yes, does Trump get to inspect the girls' dressing room because he's president? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. 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 Yes, Chemical Squirrel, this man is exhausting. Oh my gosh. Where was it? Pam is saying it will be just like the military parade. Squeak, 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 squeak. Yeah. Joyce says they'll be competing for healthcare. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Oh, this is puzzling. And 4520, it's likely there is something behind this we don't understand because this does not make sense. Trump Media and Technology Group. All right, Trump Media and Technology Group. The parent of Truth Social announced a surprise all-stock merger with another company. Okay, whatever. With a nuclear fusion firm, TAE Technologies, valued at over $6 billion. Trump Media and Technology Group has made an all-stock merger with nuclear fusion firm TAE Technologies. Boosting Trump Media shares sharply and aiming to create one of the first publicly traded fusion companies despite Truth Social's struggles and fusion power still not being commercially proven. What the heck? Brown says, why does this sound like money laundering? Or money laundering, or how I don't know that it's money laundering. It could just be that the company was like, we need money, and if we get the president's name on this, we'll have all the money we need. That could be it. But, and I'm sorry, emoluments clause, anybody, emoluments clause. This family should not be making all this money based on the president in office making all these deals. And this isn't even something Junior's doing with the company that Trump owns. This is, hey, poof, hair on fire. Okay. Oh, and this is pathetic. Disappointment. Truth Social is about to go under. That's what the word on the street is. Page of Pentacles, another weak money card. There's a refusal. King of Cups, Page of Cups. Anybody else? Becky's asking, who cares? Well, the effect is feeling like who cares. It's just corruption, but it's Trump padding his pockets bigly. But the company might fail. It might go bankrupt. I know, unthinkable. Doesn't seem possible. Becky says, I am asking my neighbor to make me a margarita. Good for you. Yeah, feisty butterfly, tarot. Angie, a grifter's got a grift. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, good luck. 3 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Here's the thing. All of these companies sinking roots into Trump world, funneling all this money in there. To a 79-year-old man with obvious health problems. Since no one gets out of here alive, I do not want this man unalived until he is long out of office, and I want it to be a natural death way down the road. We do not need a martyr. I do not wish death on anybody. Way down. But here's the thing. Once Trump's out of power, one way or the other, what good are these people going to have? What use are they going to have for all of this Trump stuff? Junior doesn't have power on his own. He may through his father have, who knows, maybe grifted quite a bit of money, but they're not going to have this power. It's going to vanish. There won't be political power. They can't get special stuff, special access, contracts. Once Trump is gone, what is Junior going to have? What's Eric going to have? I'll just put Bailey's in my coffee. No, not the kitty. Just having a quick look. Did I miss something? Amy says commercial fusion power is still a big if and 25 years away. Until then, they are 100% speculative. True. And I've seen many people mentioning the truth. Release the Epstein files. Yeah. Yep. Melissa says Junior has a grift of his own. Michelle saying Junior's going to be a kept man. Well, that's true. That's true. He's marrying money. But in theory, if he actually gets married, yeah. Anyway. All right. We're running out of time. Any questions I don't get to, I will roll over to tomorrow. We cleared the deck yesterday, but today, some of this is going to have to roll over. Hang on. And sorry. All right. Martin had a question about Ukraine. 53 minutes in. I wanted to make sure I got to it. Slava Ukraine. Belgium rejected to give Russian money to Ukraine. Thank you for the question, Martin. Man of day. Belgium rejected to give Russian money to Ukraine. Ukraine will run out of money around March now that Trump stopped support. Will there be another way? Will this force Ukraine to sign something? I would think. I mean, when you say Belgium, I'm assuming you mean the EU. Because the doesn't control of the EU, doesn't the capital, doesn't it move to different places? But one of the ones is, I could be totally wrong on this, but one of them is Belgium. I'm assuming that's what you mean. I like that, Raymond. There's a quote from Napoleon Bonaparte. War is when your government tells you who the enemy is. Revolution is when you figure it out yourself. Even with the translation, it doesn't quite sound like him, but it's certainly, yes, that's true. They might get an influx of something. All right. Look at what Ukraine has done already, standing up against Putin. That's impressive. That is impressive. And then the choices made by this moron Oh, and by the way, anyone out there, if you voted for this moron, our president, that Donald Dumpster Fire, yeah, you also chose to just tell Ukraine tough. But this is good. This would be countries helping Ukraine, Chariot, and then we have another monetary crisis down there. But this would be a positive something. This would be a positive push right here. So I have to wonder if, yes, the EU decided to not allow the Russian seized money to be sent to Ukraine, but there are European countries who are still supporting Ukraine. Thank you, Beth Bluebird. Thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, please. Oh, thank you, Raymond. Thank you for being here. Dorinda says, word is that there is a plan to offer some land as a peace settlement with Russia. Yeah. They should get nothing. But all right, yes, it's tough. At the same time, I'm not getting Ukraine losing. I never have. It's expensive to run a war. There's a thief card. Russia coming in, having to move a bunch of resources around, find resources. King of Cups, that's Zelensky. Page of Cups, the people of Ukraine. Queen of Wands, Russian forces. It's just ongoing. I'm just getting the war ongoing, which is just heartbreaking, but I don't understand. I don't understand how anyone could have voted for this man. I don't get it. Anyway, but we're going to do what we can. All right, why are my eyes acting this way? Very strange. Oh, I think it's because of my little humidifier. Yeah, I need to refill my little humidifier. That might explain it. All right, let me see if I can get anything. Is there anything we need to know? Cards for us at 58 minutes in, because we need a little something. 58 cards for us. Cards for us. Raymond says, remember, stars can't shine without darkness. True. Hello, Valerie. How are you doing? Bear says, we can't live through 3 more years of this atrocity from Trump and his MAGA enablers. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same all the way through. It's just not. So hang in there. Hang in there. Oh, thank you, Angie. That's very sweet. Thank you. Okay, here's the thing. Donald Trump came down the golden escalator 10 years ago in June. Last June. We've been putting up with this. We've gone through a lot, but you've also survived a lot. You've made it through a lot. And yes, we were definitely heartbroken after this last election, and we do feel hemmed in. But no matter what their plans are, right here is the truth. And we still hold the truth. And there are more of us than them. And as long as we hold to the truth, there's only so much they can do. You are on the right side of history. You are. And that matters. And there are more of us than them. So hang in there. All right, that's going to do it for me for today. But it is 1:12 p.m. here in Chicago. And at 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. We just want to encourage you. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I'm literally here every single day of the year. Every weekday, weekend, holiday, your birthday, my birthday, Christmas Day, I'll be here. Day after, Boxing Day will be the 6th anniversary of my being on every day. I've had, other than 2 emergencies, I have been on every single day for 6 years. So I'll see. I'll see if anybody wants to come on day after Christmas or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe nothing, but I'm just going to keep showing up, just like you, and fighting the good fight and saying what's real and saying what's true. And we're not giving in and we're not giving up. Just how it is. All right. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, you're not alone. We're in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right. So take care, and I will see you, as always, later. Okay. Bye.